In this video, we're going to go ahead and review some important concepts from Chapter 2, Section 2.2 of your textbook. Our focus is on converting improper fractions to whole or mixed numbers. So we're going to do a couple sample problems, but there's basically some rules that you can follow to help you to do this procedure. So, the reason that we do it is because when it comes to adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions, sometimes you need to convert a improper fraction into a mixed number. So how do we do that? Well, basically, if you remember, I told you that I wanted you to start thinking of this line when we see fractions as division. So basically what we do with fractions is we divide. We're going to go ahead and what you do is you will divide the numerator of the improper fraction by the denominator. And so let's go ahead and we will do this one right here. What that looks like is, and how I have found it to be a little bit easier way so students kind of know what they need to divide by. I will go ahead, I'll look at a fraction like this, and then I'll go ahead and put my numerator here. So I have it set up so that I know that I am dividing the numerator of the improper fraction by the denominator. So then I'll go ahead and I'll do my math. We'll look and see, can 4 go into 6? Yes, it goes in one time. And so we get 1 times 4 is 4. We'll go ahead and subtract, and we will get 28. And 4 goes into 28 7 times. So 7 times 4 is 28. So when we subtract 28 from 28, we realize, we have no remainder. So our answer for this problem is actually the number 17. So with this one, when we go ahead and we change this, our answer becomes 17. There's no remainder. Okay, it's a whole number. Now, sometimes though, when we do our division, we do have a remainder. So let's look at this problem right here. We have 7/5. We're going to go ahead, set it up like we did before. Makes it a little bit easier for us when we do our division. We know 5 goes into 7 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. We subtract, and our remainder is 2. So, for a problem such as this, what we have to do then, because we do have a remainder, we go ahead and what happens is our remainder becomes the numerator of the problem, and then our denominator is actually the divisor in the problem. So basically, as you're looking at this, something to keep in mind, when there's a remainder, that remainder becomes the numerator, and whatever you were dividing by, the denominator stays the same. So let's do a couple more practice problems. So we know this equals 1 2/5. So again, we're looking at one like this. I had already talked about this in the previous video, but if we divide our numerator by the denominator, 9 goes into 9, how many times? 1. So we know that our answer for this problem is just the number 1. So that's something that we want to keep in mind. Any number divided by itself is always going to be 1. So let's look at this example right here. If we go ahead and we do our division, we know 20 can go into 127 6 times. And I put it in the wrong place. So 6 times 20 is 120. Leaves us with the 7. And again, our numerator is going to be smaller than then our denominator. So our answer for this problem is 6 7/20. Then finally, we have our very last one. We have 6 goes into 36. 6 times 6 is 36. No remainder. So for this problem, our answer is 6. And that is how you convert improper fractions to whole or mixed numbers.